Hello, I'm a computer science student and I'll show you how to write a program in Python that will perform different tasks. So let's first, I created four files that each of them have a different functionality. So the first main file is responsible for the overall workflow of the program. Then you've got interface, which is responsible for the user program interaction. So inputs and displays should be in this print functions and everything should be in this file. And then you have process, which I think is self-explanatory, is responsible for processing the data. And then we've got matplot file, which is responsible for visualizing data using matplot library. Right, and we also have, I've created a folder, and in our folder we have a file which is restaurant reviews.csv, so it can be opened in Excel. Um, I'll open it in Excel in browser, so you can see what's inside the file. So inside the file we've got five columns. The first one is review ID, which is self-explanatory, is the ID of the review. It goes from 1 till we've got 40,000 reviews in the whole file, so a really large data frame. And then the second one is reviews rating. So it's basically like you'll review restaurant or a place. It goes from 1 to 5. You can you can think of them as stars if you wish so. So it goes from 1 to 5, and all of them they are randomized. Then you've got date, which is the date which the reviews were submitted on, and the format is year dash month. Then you have got the country of the reviewer, um, and then the last one is the restaurant branch, which can only be three options: is Paris, Manchester, and London. All right, and now I've also created a document which give us a bunch of tasks to complete, and we'll follow this document to complete the task that we want with our program. So first of all, no external libraries can be used for the completion of these tasks. Also at Matplot library, which is for visualizing charts, mostly analytic charts. And we'll begin today to do the first task from section 1. So the first thing that the program should do when you open it is to display the following. And we have here an image, is the title of the file, I suppose, restaurant review data, and on top of it and below it, you have got a bunch of asterisks. And we have here in the annotations, it says that the number of asterisks should be equal to the number of characters in the title. Right, so let's switch to PyCharm and see how we can do this. Since it's a process um, that is happening, we'll do this in the process file. So you can do this on through multiple um, ways. I'll show you just two methods today, and we'll start with the hardest one, which is a bit more complicated, it's a bit more lengthy. Maybe it might be easy to go with the second one, but I'll show both. So let's say method one. Okay, so first we'll start by creating a function. You do that by writing def, so you define and then you put the function name, which can be whatever you want. For the sake of keeping it all nice and tidy, we'll try to be descriptive with our function name. So we'll say title workflow, right? And then you open and close round parentheses. Here you can put arguments. Um, you can put arguments if you want, but we don't need any at the moment. Yeah. So first we'll start to create an empty variable, which will be equal to 0. So let's say title length is equal to 0. All right. and then we'll create another variable which will be the title of our that we need to print. So let's say title equals to, in our file we had in our task it was restaurant review data. So we'll write restaurant review data. Okay, sweet, that was easy. And now we'll create a loop, and we'll choose the while loop for this, and we'll say that if the title length is less than the length of the title variable, which is this, we'll do something. So what this loop does so far is that it will do something while this variable, which is 0 at the moment by default, is less than the length of the characters in the title variable, right? Because what we choose less, uh, because um, because we want the asterisk to be the same length as the characters in the title, as the title itself. So now we'll say we'll print, uh, we'll open the quotation marks and we'll put asterisks in, right? So we'll print the asterisks, and because we want them on the same row, we'll add here end equals and open um, quotation marks. What end does is it will print the following asterisks on the same row, instead of like, because because it's a loop. If we don't add end to our print line here, it will print the next asterisk on a new line. So it will be something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. And we want the format to be this. This is what end does. Basically, it just continues on the same line. Right? Sweet. That's easy. And then we also want to increase the number of title length, and we'll do this title length plus equal 1. So so we will increase the title length by 1 each time this happens. Plus equal 1 is the same thing as writing equals to plus 1. I just prefer to write it this way. They both do the same thing. It doesn't matter which way you prefer, both work. Then we'll create another function just to keep it tidy. So we'll say title function. Not the most descriptive, but it's I think it's okay. So we'll first call the first function, which is title workflow, and now we'll print the title. So we'll just say print, and I'll copy this. Okay. Oh, we also need to add the backslash n, which means starting from a new row, because we want the asterisk to be on the top, and then we want the title to be on the next line, and then asterisk at the bottom of the title. So we'll call the title function the first title workflow function below it as well. And now let's just test it. So we'll just call the second function and see if it works. And as you can see, it works as intended. Right, and now we can do the second method, which is easiest and simple. It's just methods 2. You can just print the whole thingy manually if you wish. So we'll do this and We'll first put the title in the middle, right? And then we just print asterisk till we get the same length as the title. And the characters will obviously match because one letter is equal to one asterisk. So that's just easy. But the, so this method is really easy. It's just that the first method works better if you have multiple titles, or if you want to reuse it for multiple files, or if you um, have an ever-changing title in your file, or if let's say you want when you open the program you want to see something, you want to see a message, and then you go to a sub menu. When you come back you want to see another message on top. This works better. But yeah, the second method is really easy and simple. It's just printing the whole thingy without doing any actual work. And if you just go for this method, I suggest to put this one in the interface because this is where your print functions should be. Okay, so the first task. That was the first task, and we'll see each other for the next one.